In this video, we're going to be talking about the 11-step sales process for your business and how to build your 11-step sales process. Hi, in this video we're going to be talking about your 11-step sales process. We talked last time about these 11 steps. Choose who you want as a client, qualify, connect, the conversation, a clarification conversation, presenting the value, agreement and action, ask for the business, next steps, follow up, the business builder, finally the loop. So let's first of all start with choose who you want as a client and set a customer avatar. It's very important that you choose who you really want to sell to, focus on that buyer, identify the ideal buyer for your business, and go into as much detail as you can and build a customer profile, an ideal customer profile, whether it's age group, male, female. There's more information in and some resources in my book, The Dominant Brand. There are also resources at the website askandysmith.com, the resources. Join there. There's some questions there that help you identify your ideal customer avatar. So step 1 is build your ideal customer avatar. Step 2 is qualify the lead. Qualifying, identifying the people in the sales process. Are they the decision maker? Are they the people that hold the purse strings? Are they the person that says yes to the check? These are the things that you need to. It does depend on whether you're selling business to business, business to consumer, or business to homeowner. There are different people involved, but you need to focus on the fact whether they are the actual person that you are speaking to who can make the decision. If not, try and get them all in the room at the same time before you do your presentation. Step 3 is the connect. Meet and greet, smile, say hello. This is where you start the conversation. It could be by video, it could be by email, it could be face to face. All of these are great ways to do it. Even if you're talking on the telephone, when you first connect, there is no agenda here apart from saying hello and finding out if there's a step that you can get and have a cup of coffee, have a chat to commence a conversation. It's all about having a smile and starting that relationship. Commencing the conversation, commence it with a smile. When you're on the telephone, try and stand up, smile on the telephone, smile onto Facebook, smile onto Skype if it's a Skype meeting. That's a conversation that you need to get them to like you, and the best way to do that is a nice, warm, genuine smile. Commence that conversation and say hello. It's also about being well presented when they first meet you. Are you smiling? Are you happy? Are you looking smart? Have you got your tie on? Is your shop premises nice and smart? Have you mopped the dead flies out of the window? Is your car clean? Is the inside of your car clean? Have you removed those burger wrappers? It's all part of the process. Trust is built when they first see you. First impressions really, really make an effect. Have a clean car, have clean shoes, have smart outfit, have smart props, have smart cameras, smart camera bag. Anywhere you look tatty, it doesn't look professional. It does not help you build your trust. You need to build trust by being smart and well presented as best you can. Also, the images on your website, they should be clear, crisp, professional images, as should the look of your website. All initial contact with your customer, when you're building that, it should have that lovely smile of yours and should have professional looking image. The conversation is about probing questions. It's now your chance to find out about them as a client by asking them questions. Get them to explain what it is they want, get them to talk about their ideal solution, get them to picture by their words what it is they want. Probe, probe, probe. One great way of doing this is to write a list of questions at home on a piece of A4 paper and memorize them. What it is they are looking for, everything about your industry, all other questions that you would typically ask a client. If you had the ideal client there, what would you ask them? All the questions you can possibly think of. Think about open questions where you gives them the chance to expand on an answer, and closed questions when you want to narrow it down and focus onto a specific point, such as a yes/no answer or a blue or white color choice. Or you want them to be open questions where they'll be descriptive and they will tell you about their ideal solution, what they're looking at for your service for, get them to expand as much as possible. Remember, you've got one mouth, two ears, and talk in and listen in that ratio. Listen twice as much you talk. You're still not trying to sell anything. This is the probing part of the sales progression, the sales process. If you feel a bit worried about getting into asking questions, just ask them, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Okay, the next part is clarification. Get clarification. Repeat back to them what they've said. Get agreement as you go. Have you understood what they're trying to achieve? Have you got all the information that you need before you move on to the next part of the process? The next step in the process, in the sales progression, is to present the value. Now, presenting value is easy to do. There are different ways of doing it. We're not talking about listing all the features and then asking for it. We need to be talking about the value, and the value comes from explaining the features, the benefits, the which means that, and the what's in it for me, the WIIFM. Remember, what you did at the beginning in the last video is list the relevant features and benefits that are applicable to that particular client, which you have established by the questions and the probing part of your process. Okay, so this is where you don't need to list every single feature, every single benefit, only those that are relevant to your customer. Talk as much as you can about the what's in it for me, the emotional side of things. Remember, if you haven't got that written out, my book, The Dominant Brand, has a simple step-by-step process to help you build your value proposition and your value presentation that you will be putting to your customer. In that value proposal, you should understand fully what your competition do. Not that you're going to be talking about your competition, but understanding what your competition is. It may be direct or indirect competition, but identifying what your competition is and their strengths and weaknesses, their features, benefits, their what's in it for me. Utilize that, because that is part of being trustworthy when you're talking to these clients of yours. Then at the end of your presentation, your value presentation, make sure you ask for agreement, gain agreement to proceed, gain agreement that they've understood what you're saying, and any other agreement to move it on to the next step in your process. It's about the customer feeling comfortable with you, feeling comfortable with what they're doing. Take the time to summarize, clarify, gain agreement. It all will help the sales process before you move on to asking for the business. Feeling comfortable is very important. People buy on emotions, which is the what's in it for me. People buy on emotions, and they will later on justify with logic and reason. So talking about the emotional value in your presentation is a very important part. But then you gain the agreement to proceed to the next step. Now, if you like this video, please do me a favour, like or share it, subscribe, that's always a good one for me, and click the link below to go to my blog for more free information like this. Thanks, see you soon, bye for now.